Without self-confidence, your life can feel like a boat lost on a vast river, drifting without direction, without purpose. You might be intelligent, talented, and capable of achieving amazing things. But if fear and shyness have a grip on you, all that potential stays locked away, maybe forever. So, please, stay with me until the end, because this story might just be the turning point you've been searching for. Once, in a bustling city, there lived a salt-celera hardworking man with a wife and 2 sons. His younger son was cheerful and confident, always smiling. But his elder son, he was quiet, shy, and so afraid to speak that people often mistook his silence for foolishness. Some even made fun of him, calling him names, but he never complained, just quietly endured it. His father, however, was deeply disappointed. He would scold the boy again and again, hoping to toughen him up, to make him stronger. But instead, each harsh word was like a hammer blow, crushing the boy's spirit and chipping away at his confidence. This fear followed him to school. During exams, his hands would shake so badly he could barely write. Whenever a teacher called on him, his voice would fade to a whisper. Slowly but surely, he began to believe what everyone said about him, that he was truly useless. Years went by, and his father, needing help, called him to join the family salt business. The boy was terrified, but even more terrified of saying no, so he agreed. It was a disaster. He struggled to remember prices. He couldn't look customers in the eye, and he was constantly making mistakes. His father's patience wore thin, and his anger grew sharper with each passing day. Then, one terrible afternoon, while his father was away on business, a few cunning men walked into the shop. They looked at the boy and said with false confidence, "Your father sent us. We're here to collect all the salt sacks he owes us." The boy felt a knot of doubt in his stomach, but he was too afraid to question them. Too afraid to cause a scene. He just stood there, paralyzed by fear, as they loaded up cart after cart and took everything. When his father returned and saw the empty shop, his world came crashing down. He turned to his son, his face contorted with rage, and screamed, "You worthless boy. You've ruined me. You've destroyed everything I built with my own hands. Get out of my sight and never come back." That night, broken and humiliated, the boy wandered aimlessly through the dark streets until he found himself at the riverbank. His father's words echoed in his head, over and over again: worthless, useless, ruined everything. Tears streamed down his face, blurring the dark, swirling water below. He took a step closer to the edge. But just as he was about to let go, a firm hand grabbed his arm and pulled him back from the brink. He spun around to see an old man with kind, knowing eyes. The boy, filled with despair, shouted, "Why did you save me? Let me go. My life has no meaning." The old man held on, his voice calm and steady. "My child, life is the most precious gift you have. As long as you are alive, you can still rise. But if you give up now, you will never know the incredible person you were meant to become." The boy collapsed, sobbing. "But I'm weak. My own father hates me. Everyone thinks I'm a fool. Do I even deserve to live?" The old man listened patiently, then said, "Come with me. I will show you something." He led the boy to his small, humble home and said, "For the next 3 days, you will do exactly as I say. No questions. If you complete my tasks, I promise you, your life will change forever." On the first day, the old man's instruction was simple. Go out and speak to 10 strangers. Ask them about their lives. The boy's heart pounded with fear, but he remembered his promise and obeyed. He walked through the market, his palms sweating. Some people ignored him. A few gave him strange looks, but others stopped and smiled, sharing a small piece of their day. By evening, he had spoken to 10 people, and for the first time in months, a genuine laugh escaped his lips. He felt a tiny flicker of something new inside him. On the second day, the old man said, "Today you will teach 10 children about the importance of water." The boy panicked. But I don't know enough to teach anyone." The old man simply smiled. "They don't need a professor. They just need your effort." Nervously, he gathered a group of children by the river. He stood before them, his voice trembling as he spoke a few simple lines about how water gives life to plants and people. The children listened, captivated. He did it. And for the very first time in his life, he felt a spark of pride. On the third and final day, the old man looked at him and said, "Now, for your last task, go back to your father and apologize." The boy froze, his newfound confidence vanishing. "He'll never forgive me. He'll just throw me out again." The old man's gaze was unwavering. "Do it anyway. Courage isn't about not feeling fear. Courage is about moving forward despite it." With his hands shaking and his heart in his throat, the boy walked back to the home he'd been cast out of. He found his father sitting alone, his face etched with sorrow. The boy fell to his knees at his father's feet. "Father," he said, his voice clear and strong, "please forgive me. I know I failed you, but I promise I will prove myself." Seeing the sincere regret and a new determination in his son's eyes, the father's heart softened. He helped his son up and gave him another chance. The boy, overjoyed, ran back to the old man. "Thank you. Thank you. Please, tell me, what is the secret to success?" The old man smiled warmly and said, "You have already found it, my child. Your enemy was never your Shinisit, was your fear. You must understand, the world sees you exactly how you see yourself. If you believe you are weak, that is what you will be. But if you believe you are strong, you will become strong." Years later, that same shy, frightened boy became one of the most respected businessmen in the city, known not just for his success, but for his honesty, his wisdom, and his unshakable confidence. Remember this story. Self-confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build, one small action at a time. Fear only fades when you turn and face it. And most importantly, the world treats you the way you treat yourself. So, step out of your comfort zone. Speak up, even if your voice trembles. Try something new, even if you're afraid to fail. Every single time you face your fear, you reclaim a piece of your power. You grow stronger. Believe in yourself, because the moment you do, the world will have no choice but to start believing in you, too. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like and leave a comment with your thoughts. Share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. Thank you for watching. Stay patient, stay grateful, and always keep moving forward.